Well, hello everyone, welcome back. I've been promising everyone an update of the palm trees growing in Cincinnati, Ohio video that I took a few weeks ago. And I was finally able to get in touch with the bar that these reside at, and it's called Somerset Bar. It's in a neighborhood in downtown Cincinnati called Over the Rhine, also known as OTR. And I was finally able to get in touch with the gardener there and ask the gardener a whole bunch of questions about these plantings and really just about what was going on there and what they knew or didn't know about it and how much they were involved or not involved with the design and implementation and installation and care of them. And I think I took the gardener a little bit by surprise. Obviously, it's a little bit of an awkward conversation to have over the phone. You don't really expect someone to call you in Cincinnati asking about, palm trees, but the gardener gave me, what they could, what they knew, and I'm very grateful for that. So I'm here to update everyone about that. And this is all new footage that I took. So this is going to be all updated to the date I'll have below in the description. And so we'll look at three species here in this particular one. Nice little shot here of the silhouette of the sun on what was a beautiful day. A little chilly, but just beautiful full sun days you can see there. And this is a needle palm. And there must be, man, I wish I would have counted, but there's probably, I'd say, in excess of 10 on this property. And then the second one we're going to see a lot of right here is Sable Minor. In both this one, the Sable Minor, and the needle palm, the one prior to this, are both native to the southeast United States. Excuse me. And there's probably in excess of 10 to 12 Sable Minors on this property, and just some of the most exquisite Sable Minors I've seen. Right there in the burlap, the gardener told me is Musa's Baju, so banana trees, and they wanted to try to get some of the height going without having to start from scratch every year. From what I understand, the gardener did pull back a couple of them to look at them, and they did not look good. So that's a little bit unfortunate, but to be expected. So that's what's in the burlap. So we'll see some bananas come back there. And then the third palm, excuse me, the third palm we'll see a lot of right here is Trichocarpus Fortunai, also known as the Windmill Palm. So all those three species are throughout this property. And again, there's probably 10 to 12 of the windmills as well. So I'd say all in, there's probably at least 35 palms on this property. I wish I would have counted them. I probably could go back, but every time I made another turn, there was another one that I hadn't seen. So now a little bit about what the gardener said. And I get a little silhouette here of the windmill as well in a beautiful sun. So again, I talked to the gardener, and the update was, and this was just shocking to me, and I'm really excited to share this, but none of these were protected. None of these palms were protected one bit, 1 ounce, 1 element, 1 anything this winter. Now they've only been here for a year. So from what I understand, this bar is only about a year and a half old, and these were planted in the spring of 2021, spring into summer of 2021. And obviously we're in spring of 2022 right now, so they've been here about a year. So they've only been here one winter. And obviously these needle palms are just huge. I mean, just huge. This one here is probably 7, 8 feet tall. It's insane, and probably a little bit wider. Um, so they've been here one winter. I wish I would have pulled up the exact temperature that this specific zip code received this winter, but it's in downtown Cincinnati. Like I said, zip code's probably 45202 if you want to go back and look, or close enough to that zip. But the closest, or I mean, the lowest temperature that we got here in Cincinnati in the winter season that just ended, so winter 2021 into or late 2021 into early 2022, was just above 0 degrees Fahrenheit. It was just above 0 degrees Fahrenheit. So, and here's the first out of all the ones I've shown you. Here's the first damaged one, and this is a young windmill. I didn't feel right giving it a spear pull, which I think that it would have, but you know, this is private property. Someone paid to have all these there, and they're paying someone to take care of them. So I'll let them do their job and do with it as they please. But that one was definitely in a world of hurt. But these tall ones here looked great. They looked great. And not even any damage on the ends of the fronds, which was crazy. I mean, it's crazy. So no protection on any of these. No burlap, no spray, no heating elements, no anything. And you can see how well everything's doing. Everything went, I would say, down to about 0 degrees. I mean, these needles are insane. I mean, just beautiful, beautiful specimens. Yeah, so crazy that there's no protection on these and how well they're doing. Now, I did find, and every time I look a little bit deeper, I do find some that have some cold damage. And you'll see here in a minute, but I mean, just look at this. This needle suckering so much. So 0 degrees Fahrenheit, no protection on all 3 of these species, and all of them had great success. Some of them had some losses. Some of them had some losses for sure. That sable doesn't look too great. And here's a windmill that they've already cut. I was kind of prying around a little bit, see if I could feel any, you know, kind of feeling what it looks like. And I don't know if that one will get any growth back on it. And this was the most shocking one to me right here. But that needle got gone there. Obviously, I can't mess around with that too much. So that's kind of crazy, because that didn't look like a small one by any stretch of the imagination, but it does have this sucker coming up, and that sucker did pretty good. A little bit of leaf burn. This windmill, I don't know enough about them to know what happened here. If anybody knows what happened right there, if it just got stressed and the new spear did not progress correctly, and that's why it looks like that. I'm not sure, but it was pushing out a new one. So as you can see, we've already seen one small trachea bite the dust. We've seen one small needle bite the dust, and one Sable Minor in rough shape. But these big ones, no chance. No chance anything was touching them. I mean, incredible. I asked the gardener how old these were. My estimation of these are, no lie, at least 10 years old, if not older than a decade. I mean, those are huge. Here's a windmill that obviously just got absolutely toasted. I mean, just fried to a crisp. So that'll be interesting to see what happens there. But I mean, think about having a trachea outside with no protection at 0 degrees. So the gardener didn't know how old any of these plants were. The gardener also didn't know where they were from, or I should say the gardener didn't tell me where they were from. I asked that question, but we kind of got talking on a different topic. So this sable's beautiful, just beautiful. Um, so I don't know how old any of them are. I don't know where they're from. I know that they've been installed for about a year, and they've gone through one winter, and they've been down to 0 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's what I know. Um, but just to learn that none of these were protected and they had good success, I mean, that's really cool. It's really exciting and invigorating to hear that that success can be had. Um, and just beautiful specimens here. I mean, some of these sable miners, man. I mean, look at this one. This I think is probably the biggest one. Um, Incredible. And there's really no even damage on the ends of the tips of the fronds. That tricky looked a little bit rough, and that was even a taller one. So I don't know. I mean, really, the to me being able to see all these, I mean, and that's probably the maybe even the tallest one they had, and it got beat up. So I don't have a good synopsis for or theory other than in general, the older the specimen, the better it's going to fare. That is definitely true. The older, the bigger, the stronger, the more well put together and established plant, the better it will fare. I think this one got pretty fried as well. But that's what I learned from all this. So if you can get an old, established needle or sable or trachy down to 0 degrees in Cincinnati, it looks like you're going to be doing all right. Now, we don't have a lot of data here. We don't have a lot of years of experience, and this one's in seed. I don't even think I realized it yet. We don't have a lot of years of data yet, but we'll get there. Um, I mean, and guys, I would like to know what's kind of going on with the seed for any of you guys out there that do sable miners. Is this viable seed? Is this good? Is this too old? Is it too fresh? Um, how long has this seed been on? This inflorescence been on this plant? Could it have been when it was transplanted here that the inflorescence was already there? I don't know. But let me know, guys, in the comments below if this is going to be good seed. This was the only one that I saw seed bracts on. So that's going to be pretty interesting. I'd like to learn more about that because I just don't know. But if you can have old mature plants, especially these needles and these sable miners, I tend to think that they'll do well here in Cincinnati and in this climate. This particular bar, and I think I show it here a little bit towards the end. It does have a wall, and you can see it here on the left, this building, which is the bar itself. That would be on the west side of this courtyard. And on the east side is another taller building, probably 2 stories tall. So there's good, in this courtyard, there's good wind protection, no doubt. Because on the south end, which is kind of to my left, in where I'm standing right now, there's kind of some buildings back there as well, and in a big fence, and of course, as you can see, all this bamboo to block wind out of there. So there's wind protection in there, which is good. It's in a courtyard, but I mean, I can't imagine that means more than a couple of degrees, maybe 3 degrees, maybe 5 degrees if you're lucky, but certainly from 0, it's not putting anything up into the tens or the teens or anything like that. So realistically, maybe in this courtyard on a good day, maybe was 3 or 4 or 5 degrees warmer than it would have been outside. But I also like to know, guys, where is seed? Where would you find seed on a needle palm? How far? And here's the east side of the courtyard, and then here's the south side. As you can see, buildings back there, lots of bamboo. And then here is the west side. So it's a nice little microclimate environment here. And they even have a wall and more bamboo on the north side of it as well. So a really nice area. But where is seed on a needle? And here is a needle, kind of a little still frame silhouette of that one. How far into that would you have to dig to find the inflorescence? And here's a Trachycarpus. Here's walking into that building. Notice the wallpaper there on the bar, and here's inside the bar. So that courtyard is straight out that little doorway right there. In fact, you can see one needle out there. But inside the bar, what they call the conservatory, there's a giant white bird of paradise right there, some ficus. But this place is just beautiful, and the gardener does a great job. Obviously, the gardener is asked to do a lot with different species and different environments, and a lot of tropicals and subtropicals. So kudos to the gardener at Somerset. They're doing a great job, and I was sure to tell them that when I talked to them on the phone. But this place is just beautiful. Obviously, they made the conservatory be more like a greenhouse, which I'm all for. Really cool areas to sit around here. Here's just a shot from the back. Some bromeliads here, some colocasia in the corner, some bananas, a little washi back there, a little double of Adenium morellii, or 2 doubles, I should say. Some taller bananas. They look like Musa Baju. I don't know, but they're inside. They're probably 12 feet tall. Some other type of bananas in there. I'm not sure. Some more ficus. This is a beautiful, beautiful place. Again, Somerset Bar. And over the Rhine, OTR, Cincinnati, Ohio. Looks like another white bird right there. Yeah, you can't beat this place. So, all in all, guys, the update is no protection on needle, Sable Minor, and Trachycarpus Fortunai with what I would consider very good success. There were some losses. But overall, great success, and it's really, really cool to see. So I'm going to proceed with planting those here in my garden, and we'll go from there. Thanks for watching, guys, and more updates to come soon. Have a great day.